To you by Domino's. Yes, we are so happy to have Domino's back as a title sponsor for Small Talk with Mark Esley in his brand new year, 2019. Doug, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, Mark.
Did you have a good holiday season?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Stressed, but got through it. Everybody's happy, so we overate, overpartied, we just had a good time.
Just had a good time. I had a wonderful holiday season. I did. I OD'd on food and college football and NFL. We know the NFL playoffs have started this weekend, but it's just nice to step away.
Yeah, it is.
And just kind of, there is something about the new year.
Mm-hmm.
And this past New Year's Day, I was watching college football like everyone else, but I actually went through my office and just cleaned out stuff and put things in bags. And you know what? It felt so good.
Yep.
And it truly feels like you're going into the new year.
Exactly.
With a fresh start.
Yeah.
All right, we wish you all a very happy new year. And as you know, this is your source for entrepreneurship and small business development across the great city of Detroit, the state of Michigan, as well as across the country, because the show is streamed nationally via radio.com. We do wish you all, we do hope you all had a wonderful holiday season as well. All right, time for us to kick off 2019. As you know, we have had some wonderful guests, and the trend continues with Dr. Paul Thomas, who is no stranger to Small Talk with Mark Esley. He's a board-certified family medicine physician. He's practicing in Southwest Detroit. His practice is Plum Health Direct Primary Care, a service that's the first of its kind in Detroit and Wayne County. His mission is to deliver affordable, accessible healthcare services here in Detroit and beyond. Dr. Thomas, good morning, and thanks for joining me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thanks so much for having me on.
Absolutely. So good to have you back. We appreciate it. Did you have a good holiday season as well?
It was wonderful. Yeah, and I echo the, a little overeating there.
Yeah.
When your wife and your mom make great food, it's hard not to.
Yeah, it is. And as I'm sitting back during the holiday season, I look up and I see you on television now.
Oh, geez.
Now, you were on FLASHPOINT on Channel 4 recently.
I was.
With Devin Skillian.
And Frank McGeorge, yep.
Yep, and Frank McGeorge, Dr. McGeorge. Yep. And you were talking about, the direct primary care and what you're doing at Plum Health. So let's start with the very basics as we enter into the new year. People are now, hopefully they've got their health insurance plans out there. They're getting ready to, hopefully the New Year's resolutions to take care of themselves physically, right?
Of course.
Things like that. So let's kind of back up and talk about your practice, direct primary care, and what you're doing here in Detroit and Wayne County.
Yeah, I think direct primary care is this hot topic not only in our practice in Southwest Detroit, in the Southeast Michigan area, but across the country. People are looking at their premiums that are going up and up every year, and they're getting less and less out of their health insurance. And what people are waking up to is that health insurance is not health care. So what we try to provide is health care. And how we do that is through a membership model. It starts at $10 a month for kids, and it starts at $49 a month for adults. And with that membership, you can call me anytime and come see me in the office anytime you need to.
Now, I think I probably had you on, 2 years ago now, probably 2017, something like that, 16 or 17. Yep. And you were just beginning to get this message out.
Yep.
And I remembered, I think I did a story on you in Crain as well, didn't I?
That was a huge story in Crain's.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. But I remember you had some challenges ahead of you. So looking back, let's say 2 or 3 years, now we're in 2019, looking back over that 2 or 3 year period, has this really surpassed your expectation? Is it where you thought you were going to be? Or is it, where are you in this process?
Yeah, I've met and exceeded my goals. Okay. I really wanted to add about 15 to 20 new people each month, and we ended up adding 25 new people each month into our practice. And we're now sitting around 425, 430 active members in Plum Health. People choose Plum Health because they want to have that relationship with their physician, and we've had tremendous growth because we provide that personalized approach to healthcare.
Yeah, and I think, as I think back on our conversations, we've had several conversations now. I know some people would say the healthcare system is it's broken, right?
I agree.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm just simply saying what other people are saying. I'm not reflecting my personal opinion that some people believe that the healthcare system is broken. But yet you have this unique system where you can offer these services at a much more affordable rate.
Yep.
Why? How can you do that?
Really, because we cut out the insurance companies.
And that's where you think the system is broken.
Yeah, you're over-insuring. You're insuring for everything from a flu shot to an ICU stay. And so it inflates the cost of everything in between, right? And when you remove those third-party payers, you can lower the cost of care. For example, if you need a chest x-ray and you go to the hospital, it's $150. But if you get it through our office, it's $38, right? Or if you want to check your cholesterol, you might pay $100 at the hospital. That test is actually $5.
Yeah, and the other thing that since we first met a few years ago now, a couple of years ago, you have written a book.
Yeah.
And your book is called The Direct Primary Care, The Cure for a Broken Healthcare System. What prompted you to write that book, and what are some of the key messages or takeaways you want people to walk away from after they read your story?
Yeah, it's really complicated, this healthcare ecosystem that we live in, and unless you're a physician or maybe a nurse or a hospital administrator, it's hard to wrap your head around everything. And so I wanted to write a guidebook of what we're doing, why we're different, and what makes our practice unique. So the 3 chapters of the book, it's relatively short. It talks about why our healthcare system is broken. It defines a possible solution, which is our practice, direct primary care. And then we give specific examples in the 3rd chapter on how we're helping people in Detroit and Southeast Michigan lower the cost of their health care and give them better access to health care.
We are talking to Dr. Paul Thomas this morning. He's a board-certified family medicine physician. He practices in Southwest Detroit. Now, I was kind of kidding earlier when I said, I was kind of lounging around. I see you on TV, but you've been on Channel 4, Channel 7. You've been featured, of course, in Crain's and of course, this show several times, amongst others. So, as you're getting that message out, do you find more people wanting to get into the direct primary care in terms of a competitor, other physicians, number one, and then number two, as you're getting all these key messages out through your visibility, are you finding the number of patients increasing? I know your patients are growing up, but are you getting a lot of requests about this concept of direct primary care? So 2 questions there.
Yes and yes. So the first question is, when I started this practice 2 years ago, 2 months ago, there were about 400 doctors doing this across the country. Now there's about 1,000 doctors. When I started, I was the 2nd doctor to do this in the state of Michigan. Now there's about 10 doctors. And so there's been a groundswell of physicians taking up this practice because there's been a groundswell of patients who've said, the insurance system is broken and I want real health care with a physician that I can trust.
And you're also a professor, you're a clinical assistant professor at Wayne State University. At Wayne State, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, Wayne State University School of Medicine.
Okay, the School of Medicine. So are you getting a lot of requests from students about direct primary care? Because we know that, we're all out here and we're working every day, we've got our insurance, but are students inquiring now about what you're doing? Is the field starting to expand for them to step into that space as well?
Right, that's why I love talking with students, because they are really excited to learn about this. When I talk to students, you can really see the light bulb go on, because a lot of students see, man, I don't know if I can be a family doctor because I don't want to deal with the insurance companies, I don't want to deal with the prior authorizations, the headaches that goes along with being a primary care doctor. And then when they see the model and see how simple it is, a light bulb goes off and they get really excited about the idea of being a primary care doctor. And I love that because we need more primary care doctors in this country. They save communities money, they prevent people from going to the ER or having unnecessary surgeries. Primary care doctors are the backbone of our country, and we need more great physicians to practice family medicine, internal medicine, pediatrics, etc.
You've also been a featured speaker at TEDxDetroit, and that was a couple of years ago, I think in 2016 or 2017. 2017. As you spoke to that packed audience, I remember tracking you on social media, Twitter that night. I wasn't there personally, but did you have a lot of people surround you afterwards asking about this concept as well?
Yes. When you look back over the last 2 years, the big home runs in terms of what got us the most attention, the most new patients, I look back at the Crain's article that you wrote. I look back at the TEDx talk. I look back at being on Channel 4, Channel 7. Those are tremendously helpful because 90% of what I do is teach people about what direct primary care is and why it's different. And so when you have a platform like TEDx or like Crain's or like the news stations that help you explain that to a larger audience, it really accelerates the growth of our practice and the direct primary care movement.
Do you find a lot of your patients now spreading it through word of mouth, spreading the message through word of mouth? Hey, you got to try Dr. Thomas, you got to try this direct primary care. Or really?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, on the way up here, I nearly missed the exit because somebody called me and said, my friend recommended that I should talk to you. So, it's almost every day that I'm having a new person call me who's heard about me on the media or had a friend recommend me. And that's different because in the beginning, I had no word of mouth because I had very few patients. But now that we're over 400 patients, I'm starting to have more and more word of mouth.
And your objective, if I recall from a recent conversation, you want to have up to 500 patients and you're going to add a second physician, is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm nearing my capacity as a physician in this model. Really, I only want to take care of 500 patients. The typical family doctor has 2,500. So that will allow me a lot more time with each individual person. And as I meet that capacity, we're bringing on another doctor to help me see the next 500 patients.
We have a couple of minutes together, and I want to say, I'm proud to say, Doak, you can be very proud of me as well, in this brand new year.
Yeah.
So Doak has known me now for 5 years. Remember, I was big into spinning and working. I was working out like 3 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
In the last 6 months of last year, 2018, I stopped.
Yeah.
Just, life gets in the way.
Right.
And I found myself, Doak, just dragging. So I'm proud to say last weekend, I started working out again this past week. So I started last weekend before New Year's, and I'm going to continue to try for at least 3 days a week to kind of do some type of physical activity again. So I'm starting basically just walking again, and then I'll increase it to jogging again on the treadmill. And all the listeners know I used to love doing spinning.
Yeah.
And I would do spinning religiously. So my hope this year, and this is not just a resolution, it's more so my own physical activity, is to try to maintain it. And then the other part of the stress I want to share with you, Doak and Dr. Thomas, my kids are now part of the challenge.
Yeah.
And my daughter, who's an adult, lives on the east side of Detroit. My son lives in San Francisco. So we're having a group text. And we're going to challenge each other in 2019.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So that we all can continue to grow in terms of our physical health.
Yeah, accountability partners are a big thing in terms of your goals.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, in our closing 30 seconds or so, just give the contact information, how people get in touch with you, anything you want to say in closing, as well as the website.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on again. We're at plumhealthdpc.com. That DPC is for direct primary care. Feel free to give me a call on my cell phone, 313-444-5630, and I'd be happy to help you with whatever you're challenging this year.
This guy is unique in Detroit. He's an innovator. He's doing some great things. And I'll tell you what, I every time we get together, Doak, and we listen to him, I just shake my head and want to give him all the kudos.
Yeah. It's come a long way. I'm glad to see over 400 patients. That's awesome. That's
awesome.
Really awesome.
Thank you so much.
Paul, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
My pleasure. And again, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Doak.
Yeah.
To you, Mark.
Thank you. There'll be more guests at this commercial break on Small Talk with Mark Esley, brought to you by Domino's.
Awesome.
We're talking health, and hey, we talk about Domino's.
Give me that slice.
Oh.